The shove came fast and careless, her back striking the concrete wall with a dull thud that echoed through the gym. For a heartbeat, everything froze. The soldier towering over her smirked, confident, unaware that the woman he'd just pinned wasn't trapped at all. Lieutenant Ava Cole didn't panic. She never did. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. The training facility was already alive with heat and tension. Sweat hung in the air, thick and metallic, mixing with the rubber smell of mats and iron. Morning light slanted through high windows, cutting bright lines across the floor where soldiers stretched, joked, and sized one another up. Ava stood apart from them, clipboard tucked under her arm, dressed plainly, no rank displayed, no insignia that hinted at who she really was. To most of them, she was just the new PT instructor. The PT girl, they whispered. Too quiet, too calm, too small. Ava had heard it all before. She watched the room the way some people watched storms from far away, respectful, never underestimating what could turn dangerous. Her job wasn't to dominate these soldiers, it was to prepare them. And preparation, she believed, started with humility. But humility wasn't something everyone understood. The soldier who shoved her had been pushing limits all morning, smirking during instructions, rolling his shoulders when corrected, testing boundaries the way insecure men often did, mistaking patience for weakness. When Ava stepped closer to correct his form, he reacted before thinking. Hands out, pressure forward, wall behind her. The room went silent. Ava felt the concrete cold against her shoulder blades. She smelled his sweat, heard his breathing fast, shallow, nervous beneath the bravado. Her heart rate didn't spike. It slowed. Years of conditioning settled into place like armor. She thought of the first time she'd earned the title no one here knew she carried. SEAL Team Physical Training Lead, No.1. She thought she'd never need to prove herself like this again. She was wrong. Around them, soldiers stiffened. Some stepped forward instinctively, others froze, unsure whether to intervene or wait. A murmur rippled through the room, uncertainty spreading like a held breath. Hey, someone muttered. Back off. The soldier didn't move. He grinned instead. Relax, he said. Just showing her how things work around here, Ava met his eyes. In them, she saw confusion flicker. Not fear yet, just the faintest crack in certainty. She chose that moment carefully. Combat wasn't about speed alone. It was about timing, about understanding when the other person believed they still had control. Her voice was calm, almost kind. You should step back, she said. He laughed. That was his last mistake. Ava shifted her weight not away, but in. One precise movement unraveled everything. His grip vanished as she redirected his momentum, her elbow guiding his balance off-center, her foot locking behind his ankle. In less than a breath, he was no longer towering over her. He was falling. The sound of his body hitting the mat snapped through the gym like a gunshot. Ava followed him down, controlled, measured, pinning him with a pressure that wasn't painful but absolute. He gasped, not from injury, but realization. Silence crushed the room. No cheers, no shouts. Just stunned stillness and the soft creak of equipment settling. Ava released him immediately and stepped back, smoothing her sleeve as if nothing extraordinary had happened. The soldier scrambled up, face flushed red not with anger, but shock. His eyes searched the room, then returned to her, wide and unsteady. Who are you? He asked. Ava inhaled slowly. She hadn't wanted this moment. But once it arrived, she wouldn't waste it. Lieutenant Ava Cole, she said. And for the last 4 years, I've been responsible for keeping SEAL team operators alive through physical conditioning. Whispers erupted. SEAL team? No way. She's that PT lead. An officer at the far end of the gym stepped forward, expression unreadable but eyes sharp with understanding. He nodded once, confirming what Ava didn't need to defend. The weight of the room shifted. The soldier who'd pinned her swallowed hard. I didn't know, he said, voice barely above a whisper. Ava studied him, feeling the moral tension ease. She could humiliate him now, make an example. That would be easy. Tempting even. But mastery wasn't about crushing someone when you had the chance. It was about choosing restraint. You didn't ask, she replied, and you didn't listen. She looked around the gym, meeting eyes one by one. Some held shame, some admiration, some quiet respect being born in real time. Training isn't about proving who's strongest, Ava continued. It's about making sure everyone walks out alive when things go wrong, no one argued. Later, during cool-down, the energy had changed completely. Movements were sharper. Listening came faster. Corrections were taken without ego. As Ava guided them through breathing drills, she felt something rare settle over the group trust. The soldier approached her at the end, posture stiff but sincere. "Ma'am," he said, "I crossed a line." Ava nodded. "You learned? That matters." Outside, the sun had climbed higher, burning off the morning chill. Ava stood alone for a moment, listening to the distant cadence of boots on pavement. Her hands shook faintly now from fear, but from the release of tension she'd carried too long. She didn't enjoy proving herself. But she would always protect her ground. Because real strength doesn't seek dominance, it reveals itself when respect is tested. And sometimes, the quietest person in the room is the one holding everyone together. If this story stayed with you, tell me where you're watching from and what moment hit hardest. Subscribe to Whispered Words for more cinematic, emotional military stories about courage, discipline, and the power of restraint.